Welcome back to part 2 of my Field Commander Rommel using the North Africa campaign. So going over the things that have happened so far, added a veteran counter here, so it's +1 BPP. That was about all I was aware of that needed to be completed for this. So we now advance, so now April to May 1941. Refit, I haven't lost anything. So my battle moves. Right, so the +1 BPP means it will, while it has it, it will actually generate an additional battle plan for me. So I think what I'm going to look at doing is I'm going to move 1, 2 into Brook, 1 into Brook. So for that one, the veteran has to use a supply. My infantry 1, 2, so there's 2 more supplies, and that is all of my battle moves. So the battle plans, the British are going to get two, because there's 2, the Australians and the coastal forces. They can deploy a random reinforcement and exploit, and they have 6, 8, 9, so 5+ supplies, they get 2 more. Tactics, reroll any 1 dice and dig in. So these 2 here will actually get to add, because of the defensive here, they'll actually get to add 1 to their defensive numbers there when they're attacking. So definitely going to take a dig in for 3. Well, I'm going to get 2, 4, 5, 6 points, 7 because of this. So let's have a look. 3 for a dig in. 3. So I'm going to get +1 to my attack. So that's 6. So 7. So there's all the ones that I could get. Now I can spend some supplies. And I'm going to buy some 88s for 3. 2 for an air raid, and I think 2 more for a random enemy plan. Now, it may be a bit of overkill, but I really need to get to Brook. Well, Fortress to Brook anyway. So my intel, I can randomly get rid of 1, so it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, reroll a 5 or a 6. So reroll because it was a 6, a 1, deploy. So they're not going to get the random reinforcement. I think that was worth 2. So on mine, I have German 88, so I'll roll a dice. On a 2, it causes 1 hit. So that's going to take in the dug in. And that gets rid of that. My air raid, 1 to 3. And it rolled a 1, so it does 1 hit. So I have to do it on the lowest. And the lowest is the 9th Australian. So that gets rid of my air raid. So my overrun is +1 to everything, which is actually a lot more powerful than I thought. So, factoring in my overrun, I've got six 2 for. So I've done 1 hit there, and I believe I then have to actually, I'll just put 1 hit there at the moment. 2 hits, because there's no ambushing going on here. So what I might actually do is just go, I've got 2 hits, just use supply markers at the moment just to generate how many hits I've taken. I then have my second tank, which is a 5-2 going to 6-2. So luckily the +1, but that does 1 hit. And then I have two, 1 hit, and a miss. So that's 4 hits all up, which is enough to take those out, but they will get to a fight back. So the coastal is a defense 4, goes to 5 because of the. So it's taken. I've taken 1 hit from that, so my infantry can take it. Then the Australians on a 1 goes to 2, but rolling a 6. So that didn't. So we now occupy Tobruk. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm actually gonna have to place some supplies in the supply check phase to keep them in there. So that's. But I've got 2 victory points. I may as well. I suppose it's a bit of an overkill, but I'll put those up into elite. So they're my upgrades. Now my non-battle moves. 1, 2. So 1. 1. And then I'll move. Now my supply check. Unfortunately, I'm going to spend. I'll spend my 2 supplies to keep them there. That's my resupply. So again, because I'm not sure whether the parts where I've conquered go towards my supply points or not, I'm not doing that. So it's basically this way down. Anywhere that I've moved into, I think I'll just consider. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've now got 7. So that's 21 points. I'm now holding Tobruk Fortress, so that takes me to 23. And so 25. It's effectively 50 points worth of supplies. So the allies will refit. 2 points allows them for the 3rd Indian to be rebuilt. I then check their operations. All those will. Actually, they had a tactics roll, so I'm gonna give that on the 6 that missed. I believe it was a 2, so 3 misses anyway. So they've got 2 advances. Right, so what the 2 advances is when this finally makes its way onto the board. It will move 2 towards the nearest Axis force. Allied orders starting over here in Egypt for forces in Cairo, down here. They roll a 5. If 3 or more... Oh, no, that's not actually a dice roll by the looks. If 1 or 2 allied forces in Cairo, so there's only 2, they'll hold, so they're building up. So allied orders for allied forces in Cairo, if there's 1 or 2 allied forces in Cairo, then hold. So it's not a dice roll, it looks like it's the number of forces here. If 3 or more allied forces in Cairo, then they will actually start moving out. For allied forces not in Cairo, so what do we got? Those up in Alexandria. There's 3 in there, so it'll be a +2 to the dice roll. So 2 goes to 4, advance. So they will move 1 towards me. We then have Tobruk. So we've got the 2nd and the 3rd. If 1 or 2, there's nobody in force. So allied forces not in Fortress Tobruk. +1 per allied force in the region. So this will be +2. 5. Which I think means that they're actually going to come in and objective, head towards an objective. So they're going to head towards an objective, which should be up towards here. Now these, it's +1 per allied force in the region. So these actually, I think I added 2, which gave them an advance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, but I'm not sure if... So I'm going to go back, and it looks like a region is the entire region. So it technically is a 5, so that would take it to a 7. Advance, advance. So advance, advance. -1 supply. Then advance again for another supply. I think that should be right now. And these have now moved into here. We have a battle. So they're now going to be on the attack. So we'll be using their attacking numbers and my defending numbers. So get rid of all the battle plans. So they have 2 for the 2 units that are full strength. So tactics and an ambush. Ooh. And then they have 5 supplies, so they'll spend 2 and get another 2. Dig in. Wow. And an air raid. Okay, well, I do have the supplies to be able to do it, but I get 2 for each of the tanks, so that's 4 plus another 2 battle points for okay, I'm not quite sure how much I've missed out. Basically my wife called me on my phone, which I'm using as my camera, and then I thought I'd hit record, and I've performed the combat up here. So I've missed, I don't know, however much of that. So basically the outcome was that both the Allied forces were destroyed, but I had lost one Italian unit completely and one was reduced. Now I can upgrade my veterans, my Italians, and they're not elite yet, so they're veterans, so they actually get a superscript. So it looks like I will be refitting them in my next month. They're wiped out, so they don't do any upgrading, so they're Allied resupply. So in Cairo, 5, 2 forces and 2 supplies. So the 9th Australian and the 70th appear. And 2 supplies. And then for Alexandria, 4, 1 force and 7 supplies. We'll do one more turn for this playthrough at the moment. So June to September 1941. These numbers in black there for if you're playing a campaign. This is a one-off game, so we're not going to worry about those. So it's still 41, so I don't have my reinforcements yet. So I've advanced my turn counter, refit. Well, I may as well spend 2 to get this Italian unit up. Battle moves. Don't think I actually have. I am outnumbered. If I come up to here, try and launch an attack there. I have supplies, so I can easily do it. What have they got? And their values are the same, whether they attack or defend. Okay, maybe I'm not as bold as Rommel, but I think I'm not going to actually do any battle moves this turn. So I'm going to go skip the battle. So I'm going to skip the battle phase. And let's go into non-battle moves. So I can only have 2 units in each of these areas without paying supplies. But I think I'm going to have to. So 1 for each of those, and then 2 supplies to get them up into here. 1, 2 to get those to there. 1. Actually, I want my so 1, 1, 3 more supplies. To get them to there. Actually, I might put those into there. Instead of moving into here, and then I'll pay the supply cost. So non-battle supply checks. It's only here, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've got to play 3 for that. So that gets me. Okay. The allies have no refit. Operations check. So they have an advanced one. Allied orders. So again in Egypt. Right, if 3 or more allied forces are in Cairo, yes they are, then 1 force with highest attack value advances. 2. And I have that one, the 70th, just because they all 2, 2, 1, so he'll stay back. 2, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2. I think he's got the overall better stats, so we'll move him up. Then for forces not in Cairo, +4 goes to a 5. Advance. So advance. These guys will advance into there. and that's going to cost them 1 supply. So let's get this combat organized. Oh, nothing here and nothing here. Alright, so they're going to have three battle plans just because there's 3 of them in there. 1, 2, 3. And then they have 5 or more supplies. So they'll take another 2. 1, 2. At the cost of 2. Oh. Dig in. 2 dig ins. Overrun. Salvage. Alright. I have 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. So what can I buy for my 9 for a start? Well, 3 for a dig in. Total of 5 for an intel. I need to get rid of something there. I'm the defender, so I don't care whether it necessarily goes on into a second one. So it's 5, 8 for my German 88s. Tactics as a reroll is 9. Going to spend 4 for assault. Another 4 for some artillery. 3 points for overrun. So my intel, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, rerolling a 6. 1, 2, yes, got rid of a dug in. Oh, that makes me feel a little bit better. So, they're going to get +1. So they've got nothing that... So I'll just go straight down. So 2 goes to a 3, which is a 5, which misses. 3 goes to a 4. 3, that's a hit. So I'm just going to put 1 hit out here at the moment. And then a 2 goes to a 3, and a 6, that's a miss. They have no rerolls. So currently I'm going to use my dig in to absorb that hit. So my intel's gone. So my artillery, 2. So that's 2 hits. So my artillery is gone. My 88s, 3 is 1 hit. So it's gone. Okay. So my tanks, 3 goes to 4 because I've got overrun. And I roll a 6. I'm going to re-roll that. And I get a 5. Great. The other one goes to a 4, goes to a 5. Goes to a 6. Which was very lucky because I rolled a 6. So that's the second hit. Then over hit 3, 2 goes to a 3, goes to a 4. And I'm actually going to use my assault. So that actually puts out an additional hit because my tank got a hit. And then my veteran, so 3 goes to a 2 goes to a 3, goes to a 4, which is another hit. And at that point, we've only got to do 1 more. So I've got 2 goes to a 3, which is a 4 miss, and a 2 goes to a 3, which is a miss. But they have 6 hits, so 1 of those is taken out with the dig in. Lowest. 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 And we'll get rid of those 2. Now they actually have a press, so this is actually going to go on now for a second turn. So the press is gone. So it is a 1 going to a 2 because of their overrun, which rolls a 1, so that's a hit. So that's, I've taken a hit that I cannot stop. Okay, so my first German tank rolls a 4, which is 4 goes to 5, which is enough. So here's a dead. But they did 1 hit to me. So they do get 1 salvage. They get the salvage, so 1 supply per hit inflicted. I'm assuming that dig-ins don't count for that. Overrun goes. My overrun goes. But we got 2. So I may as well. He and this one here. And we'll call it there. So yes. So again, if you've seen anything that I've done wrong, please put some, make a comment down below. Look again, if you like what I'm doing, please comment or subscribe. That gives me some direction, and I'll see you for part 3.